I don't know what you've been told about LM Radio, but it's time to set the record straight. See what I did there? LM Radio isn't just a radio station, it's a mood, it's a vibe, it's a feeling. And with over 60,000 Facebook fans and seemingly countless listeners all over the planet, which we'll talk about in a minute, LM Radio is anything but a typical radio station. In this very brief presentation, we're going to dispel some myths about LM Radio. We'll tell you what LM Radio is really all about. Who's listening, where they live, how they're listening, where they listen, and how long they're listening. The numbers just might surprise you. First, let's talk about what LM Radio is not. It's not being played at the old age home for coffin dodgers just counting down the days. And it's not just a quickie tune-in. Our audience listens a lot. Everywhere. More on that in a minute. It's not just today's most popular songs being played every 45 minutes. LM Radio is music spanning approximately 6 decades of hits. From the 1960s,
We're all going on a summer holiday. A brown-eyed girl.
the 70s, the 80s,
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
the 90s,
Living la vida loca. Losing my religion.
and the best of today's music.
If today was your last day, and tomorrow was today. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna be your lover.
It's songs you know, regardless of your age, and more importantly, it's songs that the LM Radio audience loves. Now let's get to the good stuff. Recently, Christine Cunningham and her team of data experts over at Survey Solutions conducted an online survey for us on our website. All they had to do was click this big button right here. With over 1,300 verified responses, here's what we found out. Well, believe it or not, the LM Radio audience is pretty much split down the middle, 50-50 male-female. The biggest age groups of LM Radio listeners, 18% are age 35 to 54, 19% are 45 to 54. That means that 37% are age 35 to 54, and 36% are 55 to 64 years old. You know what that means? They've got the money. Almost 3/4 of LM Radio listeners live in a house, not a flat or an apartment. And 53% of those people live in a free access community. And coming in second, 26% of those people live in an area with security access. 68% of LM Radio listeners are in Gauteng. And the second largest listenership is in KwaZulu-Natal at 16%. And 9% live in Western Cape. Today, with LM Radio available on so many devices, we thought it would be important to know how they listen. 34% still listen to the good old radio. 24% are listening on DSTV. And 17% stream it on their computers. Of course, we also wanted to know where they're listening to LM Radio. Almost half of them are listening at home, 31% listen in the car, and 17% tune in at the office. And here's the best part. People listen to LM Radio all day long. In fact, we've seen some mobile data usage where people have stayed on our app to listen for 4 hours a day in over 170 countries. Now that you know the truth, isn't it time you took a serious look at advertising on LM Radio? We have the people that have buying power. They stay tuned in to LM Radio longer than practically any other form of mass media. They're listening all over the world, and LM Radio listeners are raving fans. Let's face it, if you don't advertise on LM Radio, your competition probably will. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to hearing you and your business on LM Radio very soon.